It's July, it's July, and some people are hollering, oh, Christmas in July. No, you don't have Christmas when it's 100 degrees. It's going to be hot again today, y'all. Get ready, get hydrated, get ready for fun, because the 4th of July is almost upon us. And that means that on Friday, there are so many events happening from the areas that we serve. Ball Ground started y'all off with an amazing weekend last weekend. So y'all know we were the leader of the pack. Hate to say it, but it's the truth. And it's because timing is everything. And timing is one of those things you say, oh, how can I be here, and here at the same time? Well, you just kind of plan. Sometimes it works perfectly, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to give you some places you need to be. Okay, the 4th of July in Jasper, the Lions Club, it is a big fundraiser for them. The Lions Club do so much for the community, and they will be having a parade. They will be having things going on downtown. They will be having live music all day. So you need to hang out in Jasper for as long as you can stand the heat. Then you need to come on up to Ellijay, and you need to get ready to see the Ellijay parade, and then you need to get to see. You got 3 choices. I'm going to give you 3 choices. This is multiple choice. It's kind of like Let's Make a Deal. You got this store, and this store. Okay, I'm going to choose the furthest door away because I think it's where I'd like to spend the 4th of July. So I'm going to be at Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds. And the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds is in Hiawassee, Georgia, which happens to be one of my favorite places. It is also one of the few places that you could stop along the way and get you a bucket of KFC and go out to Lake Chattooga and sit there and relax and rest and chill and eat all the greasy chicken you want to eat. Right, Trace? That's right. Trace loves that chicken. I had to bribe that boy with chicken to get him to go out on the lake and let's shoot some stuff. It's crazy. Chicken will do wonders for people. So don't forget to get your bucket of chicken. But now we're going to choose that furthest away place, which is Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds in Hiawassee. That event starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Going to have a live concert that night. Free entertainment, fun. You can buy a table for a bunch of people and have all kinds of things going on for that, or you can just hang out. Up to you. But the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds also is going to do their huge celebration. Now this is Ball Ground when we open the doors and let 6,000 people come to visit. This was across the street from Calvin Farmer Park, and this is a bunch of cousins, which I thought was the coolest shot. I don't know which one of their moms or their aunts took this picture, but I loved it. This is the Ball Ground fireworks. This is what y'all missed last Saturday night, but you won't miss it if you pay attention to me. You've got Ellijay, Jasper, and Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds and Blue Ridge having fireworks over the lake. So there's such a big variety to do. But is that not the coolest picture? I love it. I think they ought to enter that in some kind of contest. And that's really cool because the kids were laying on the concrete. Now, if they'd have seen the snake I killed on the concrete last night about 10 o'clock, they would not be laying on that concrete. This is my shot of the week. I happen to be listing a house on Lake Lanier. The property is stunningly beautiful because it's peaceful, it's quiet, it's wonderful. And here wanders a baby deer. Is that not the sweetest thing? That's what you get when you come to the mountain life. When you come to the mountain life, there are crystal clear streams and there are beautiful homes, and there is a beautiful home. And you might want to check it out. You might want to check it out. There are so many things about the mountain life that become addictive. You get used to eating good old country breakfast at Annie's. You get used to stopping over here at Mike's and getting good vegetables. You get used to stuff that we take, we kind of take stuff for granted. We're very blessed to have all these cool things. And again, the lake life is just not as good as the mountain life. So if you're interested, listing just went live. It is a beautiful property, beautiful home on Lake Lanier with water year-round, lots of water year-round. So pick up the phone and you can call me about that. And this is the picture that gets the winner. All these pictures were taken from a front porch of somebody who worked for me for years and years and years, who happens to live in Nelson, Georgia. And so I'm going to tell you, Nelson is a well-kept secret. It is an old town with a lot of little bitty houses that were built when people who worked for the marble mines. And then people have come in and started building new houses. But you know what Nelson has all the time that doesn't cost anybody a penny? The most beautiful sunsets. The absolute most beautiful sunsets. And Teresa gets to sit on her porch and take amazing pictures. And I'm like, who gets to do that? Well, I drive through Nelson. I'm a sunset chaser, and I get in the car and I go chase sunsets. Love sunsets. Now I think this is the coolest shot. This is Dominic's in Ball Ground, and I want to remind you, every time you eat at Dominic's, you are helping the food mission. They have a food pantry who feeds the hurting and the hungry, and even in today's crazy world of big economy, there are still people struggling. So if you eat at Dominic's, a portion of what you make, what you spend there, goes to help, because they opened Dominic's Mission, and they are one of these businesses. They came to town as strangers. They became friends with everybody very quickly because they took part in the community and they made the community better. Now that is another picture from Teresa's porch. How would you like to get to just sit on your porch and see that every night? Is that not beautiful? That's just so pretty. And all you gotta do is sit there and get your phone out. I mean, how simple is that? And again, these are in Nelson, Georgia. And Nelson, do y'all know where Nelson is? It's between Ball Ground and Tate, Georgia. And if you don't know where Tate is, then you've missed the whole ball. You know, the whole thing is going on because the Tate Mansion is there. So get out and get to know the tiny towns. Now this is in honor of, everybody loves the Shell gas station in Ball Ground's biscuits. I don't know how many hundred a day they sell, but they sell a bunch. And there's a rumor going around that they have a jalapeno biscuit. I want to try that. I like jalapenos okay. So I'm going to try it. I can't imagine country cooking including a jalapeno biscuit, but I'm going to try it. So, but I did this scarecrow in honor of them. And I told them, I said, I hope it doesn't hurt your feelings because it doesn't look like any of y'all, but I thought it was pretty sweet. And we put white lily and good old Crisco, and we didn't have any buttermilk in there, but we needed buttermilk. And that's a hand-carved wood bowl. And so if you're in Ball Ground, if you're passing through, stop by the Shell gas station, and I'm telling you, you will say, this is a big old biscuit, and that's a bargain biscuit. Now, racing is a big thing for the 4th of July. There's races going on, and there's big races going on. And this is something that I will never get over about racing. This is in loving memory of Dale Earnhardt, who lost his life racing. Now, racing has been really good lately because Chase Elliott had a win and Chandler Smith had a win, and they're local guys. They're local guys who are up and coming and doing a great job. And every single day, I'm sure that we pray for their safety, because racing is safer today because we lost Dale Earnhardt. They require the guys to wear their Hans device. They really do stick to the rules. They've changed a lot of things about racing. So we hope that we will never face another event like we did with losing Dale Earnhardt. But every time they talk about a big race, I think about, I would love to watch him race one more time. You know, I would love to see that. And I think that's the cool thing about having YouTube or having a video where you can save stuff and keep it and just have archives. We have archives here at ETC that y'all will just crack up at. We've got stuff way, way, way back, and we're pulling it out and we're sharing it with y'all. And it's really cool because you got to see Brett Cantrell as a little bitty boy. You got to see Jonathan Barker as a little bitty boy. The banjo is bigger than him. You got to see the Parton family over here at the Ellijay Pavilion. It's crazy at the stuff we have in archives. I think it's the coolest thing ever, because when we're all gone, somebody's going to say, oh, I remember when that happened. And there'll be memories made. And the memories were made right here at ETC, because ETC brought in local talent, brought in local artisans, brought in local book writers. They brought in authors who wrote poetry. They just brought in all kinds of people. And that's what started this place. And then we started cooking on here. And when we started cooking, it was a little bitty segment, and it was like 4 minutes long. Y'all ought to try to cook and get something out there and edit it and get it done in 4 minutes. It was tough. It took us about an hour and a half to 2 hours to shoot it because you have to wait on the food to cook, you got to do the prep work, da-da-da-da-da, and then y'all got to see it in 4 minutes. Well, today you're going to get to see something that was done here in Ellijay in a beautiful cabin. And it started in Alaska because we cooked halibut from Alaska. We also cooked fresh mountain trout. And I hope that over the 4th of July, if you're not a fisherman, you will go and invest in a fishing pole. Get a fishing license, because if you don't, you're going to go to prison and I'll have to sign your bond. So get yourself a fishing license and go sit on a bank somewhere and just fish. Calm, cool, collected. It will kind of change the way you look at life. Maybe when you get back out on the highway and people are being mean, you'll just be nicer because you've been sitting on the riverbank fishing. So I'm not a fisher person because I can't sit still. I have this problem. I'd sit there about 5 or 6 minutes and I'd look at the kids and say, I haven't caught anything. And I'd go back up to the cabin at the lake and they'd say, well, you have to be patient. Oh no, I am not a patient person. But if you have patience, the best thing you can do is invest in a fishing rod. Lots of our hardware stores around close by sell them. Get you a fishing pole and go sit on a riverbank, a creek bank, but get your license so you don't get in trouble. You'll get busted. And don't catch more than your limit. One time I about ratted my friend out. He caught one over his limit. And he sent me a picture of it, and I showed it on TV, and you could count them, and there was one more than he was supposed to have. But every once in a while that happens. So get out and get to know the streams, the beautiful waterways of North Georgia. And you can start in Ball Ground on the Etowah, because now we have a big new park in Ball Ground where you can park, you can put your kayak in, you can go kayaking, you can go rafting. And it is just, the Etowah is a big part of the water movement of North Georgia. And we think about that. All these rivers have had a lot of water lately. There's been a lot of water coming down. There's also been a lot of lightning coming down. And sadly, we've seen some big fires because of lightning. But this weekend, get out, be patient, be easygoing, and kind of sit back and listen to some of Mr. Ellijay's music, listen to some of the Barker Brothers music. Get yourself a CD that just kind of gets you in the mood for the mountains. Today we hope to get you in the mood for the mountains because we're going to share music and cooking. And the cooking is going to be food for entertaining because it's always nice if you have guests. Serve them halibut, and it's very impressive. If you have just a couple of trout that you caught, then do it for your own meal. And if you want to do something with the kids, do something fun, do something easy and something crazy. And so make cooking part of every single day. And if your grandkids are going to be around for the holidays, spend some time in the kitchen with them. I'm so thankful for the time that my grandmother spent in the kitchen with me, and she taught me so many things except to make biscuits because she wasn't patient enough, but I finally mastered it. So all right, guys, we're going to share a lot of stuff with y'all today. Music, cooking, and memories. And don't forget, ETC on Saturday night. We always have some music from way back when. And they've been pulling out some really cool stuff from the archives, so be sure and tune in. ETC is local, about you, about the mountains, and about the life we live. And if you're just visiting, welcome to these beautiful mountains. And we hope you'll come back to see us now. Here we go with music and memories.
Try to do one now. We have a little theme song or a little dilly that we wrote for this lady that has a TV show, and it goes a little bit like this. Rockers on the front porch singing old familiar song. Tractors in the barn and the patches freshly mown. Looking through the screen, joy the aroma draws you in. To the heart of the home, where old memories begin. The heart of the home, it's called in the bed. Memories in the kitchen, with the friends. Share recipes together, stories and songs. Making new memories, the heart of the home. The heart of the home is calling me.
bank says it's foreclosing and the pickup needs repair. The LP tank's on zero and my wheel is almost there. The hope I had left with you when you walked out the door, I would say things can't get worse, but I've been wrong before. The postman brought a letter. He said he needs my signature. He don't know you had to go and the way you left me here. I told him I don't love you, oh, but the Lord knows I still do. And he knows just what I feel inside and the things I'm going through. My brother said there's a bottle that'll make this go away. I could drink until it's over or until my dying day. I could do all this and tell myself I don't care anymore, and I could hope it don't get worse again, but I've been wrong before. Boss man called from work today. He left a message on my phone. I called in to talk to him to see what's going on. They're laying off across the plant, employees by the score. I would say things can't get worse, but I've been wrong before. And I could turn to the bottle and make this go away. I could drink until it's over or until my dying day. I could do these things and tell myself I don't care anymore, and I could hope it don't get worse again, but I've been wrong before. The country's going straight to hell on a highway paved with hope. And if we keep playing around with this, we'll hang by our own rope. It was Christmas time in my hometown in 1989. Kinfolk would be coming down, but none of whom were mine. So I told the captain I'll just work a double, I believe, so the ones that have their families can be home on Christmas Eve. I'm a policeman in Georgia, and a young one, by the way. Silver bells, shotgun shells, and a 4-door Chevrolet. The weatherman says snow tonight, and no one should be out. Slim left word to park the cruiser and patrol in my old Scout. Barely just into the night, as the snow came falling down, dispatch come on with a call to the bridge just north of town. The call came from a payphone. They said they saw a light. As I approached, an old guitar was ringing through the night. There beneath the steel and stone, on a worn-out sleeping bag, an old man sat there all alone, humming one by Hag. The fire lit up his tired old face, his eyes shined in the light. He said, "Lieutenant, I guess I'm out of place, but I'll just be here for tonight." Dispatch come back on the air. "Is everything 10-4?" I told him I'd be there a couple minutes more. I said that old Gibson sounded fine. He said it's all that's left that I call mine. It's been with me since 1954. I had a loving family, but the Lord, He needed them more than me. New Year's Eve, 1967. It seems like only yesterday, but it was long ago and far away. I'm on the road, and they're all up in heaven. He said, "Anyway, I can't play like before. My fingers don't work good anymore. If you'll let me stay here just tonight, I'll be gone by morning light." I stood a block of wood up on its end, and he handed me his only friend. I sat down there by the fire, and I played that old man's heart's desire. As he lay back there on his sack, I played the one about the Cadillac, and I watched him as he drifted off to sleep. I put his old guitar to bed, jumped his fire in my head. A scene played out that I will always keep. Be careful how you treat them all. You never know when you might fall and need someone to show a little love. Or even in just what disguise, something opens up your eyes. Or when you'll have a visit from somewhere up above. 2C's 10-8. Merry Christmas, Ellijay. Y'all want to do one for AIM? This one's for Daddy. The oak tree sure has grown, and my, how time has flown since we walked together on this land. I still love Daniel Boone, and I stare up at the moon when I remember times you came to see the band. My favorite childhood thrill was to meet you on the hill when you came home from the sawmill every day. You never let me down, and you never wore a frown. You always found a way to smile and say, saved a biscuit for your son, and up that rocky hill I'd run to the old oak tree up by the washing stand. Things were really different then, but I'll always remember when I took your big black lunchbox from your hand. Memory of you, Dad, of all the happy times we had when everything was simple back at home. But the ages rolled away those days, and the family has parted ways. Words can leave things empty, and hearts can roam. Well, I've seen more days without you now than I saw while you were with me. And Daddy, I sure hope you understand. Biscuits, Dad, and I thank you for the smile you had as I took your big black lunchbox from your hand. You saved a biscuit for your son, and up that rocky hill I'd run to the old oak tree up by the washing stand. Things are really different now, but I'll always remember how I took your big black lunchbox from your hand. Oh, day sure has grown, and my, how time has flown since we walked together on this land. There stands the old oak tree, and a precious memory where I took your big black lunchbox from your hand. There you go, Daddy.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time. and delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves, set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things. This is pre-tirement.
See us anytime you can.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
There was your Christmas in July. You got to hear Mr. Ellijay do his original song. And downtown Ellijay is going to be having a Christmas in Ellijay event, so be watching out for that. It's going to happen in a couple of weeks. I don't know why people would celebrate Christmas in July. It's too hot, but I'm going to tell you where I will probably be celebrating Christmas in July, on July the 12th. Now, unless you've been under a rock somewhere and you have absolutely no idea what's going on in Cherokee County, a few years ago, a horrific murder happened, and sadly, the person who went to prison for the murder was the wife of the gentleman who was murdered. And now, several years later, Christmas in July will be coming to Dobson Auction Company, because if you have followed the case, if you made your opinions, was she guilty, was she not guilty, did one of the kids have something to do with it, were the children guilty of taking advantage of their daddy? Probably. Was the wife guilty of taking advantage of Big Daddy, as they called him? Yes, because she did crazy things and had multiple affairs while she was married to him. She is now sitting in prison for murder. But Christmas in July is going to be coming to Dobson Auction House, when on July the 12th, they have an auction selling the estate and the household items and what happened in that Ferris house. Who knows? Who knows how it happened? But the jury says that she did it. So the contents of the home where this murder investigation went on, and John Luke Weaver, one of our local boys, if you watched it, you know that he tried everything in his power to get her off. Guilty, guilty, guilty. That's what the jury said. The jury, I think, got it right this time. At first, I thought she couldn't have done it. She was too tiny. And then I figured out how I think she did it. And if you will go back, all this is on YouTube. You can go back and you can watch this and you can form your own opinion, because after all, it's just our opinion. But I didn't think she was guilty at first. I thought, how could that little bitty woman do that? And how could she get him where his body was? And I think I figured it out. So, but on July the 12th, if you love antiques, if you love high-end expensive furniture, she had very good taste in everything except men. The men that she had affairs with were not anything compared to her husband. So I don't know what that woman was thinking, but I don't think she was thinking clearly, because she had a great marriage, great home, great kids, and she gave it all up for what? I don't know. But anyway, she's sitting in prison, and now the contents of the Ferris estate will be sold. Now, if you don't know where Dobson Auction is, it's just outside Tate, Georgia. And even if you're just curious and you want to see how did they live, what did they have, maybe you want to pick up a little piece of memorabilia because you watched the whole trial. The trial was drug out, slow, drove me crazy because I'd watch it over and over, and I'm like, quit watching this stuff. But I watched it because I formed my opinion too soon, and I formed my opinion that she was innocent. I think I got it wrong, and I think the jury got it right. So, but again, July the 12th at Dobson Auction, they're going to have an all-day sale. There's also going to be other stuff from a big estate over in Kingston, Georgia. So make plans. You can do your Christmas shopping in July at Dobson Auction Company. So we're going to take you now to the rivers and the mountains and the woods where we caught fish, and Jerry Ballou and I cooked the fish. And Larry Watkins was nice enough to let us use his cabin. He has since sold this cabin. But honey, it had $1 million view. It had a $10 million view. It was stunning. It was beautiful. And I know somebody who has a house who has almost that good a view if they just take the time to sit on the porch while they're writing songs. That person is writing a song now about ball ground. And I was so crazy busy yesterday I didn't get to hear the words to it. So I'll have to figure that out today. But it's amazing the local talent that we're able to share with you, from the Barker brothers to the Parton family to Brett Cantrell to Mr. Ellijay. And I kept telling him, I said, there's a song in ball ground, you know. We got the train, we got the depot, we got the Indian history, we got a lot of things going on, and I bet you could write a song. And I hear tell he's doing it. So yay. All right, let's go cook a little bit. Here we go.
Heart of the home, away from home. I'm Sherry Martin, and ooh, I rounded up good looking again now. You ladies, you owe me. Jerry is great guy, great cook, and today you're cooking something I don't like to cook. We're in Ellijay, Georgia, rainbow trout capital.
Yes, ma'am.
Lots of rainbow trout.
Lots of rainbow trout.
But we're going to tell them we snuck and grinned. We went by our favorite restaurant, Sharp Mountain Grill in Jasper, and picked these bad boys up.
Yes.
We didn't have time to fish.
We didn't have time to fish. I brought a couple that I caught, but like you said, our good friends at Sharp Mountain, they donated these trout for us, and anxious to try it.
Let me show you what you've done. You see this Alaska cookbook, Jerry? I've spent all night trying to find a recipe that would compare to what you're going to do. There's nothing like it in here.
Well, I've kind of taken your advice and made a recipe a start.
A recipe is only a beginning.
Yes, ma'am.
A recipe is only a beginning.
The recipe that I'm doing is actually one that I saw in Alaska, and it was for salmon, and I got tired of having trout the same old way, so I thought, well, I'll try trout this way, and I kind of added little things of my own.
How would you normally have cooked trout?
Well, it just depends. Sometimes I'll do lemon pepper and just plain butter.
See, that's how I think I would like it.
Right.
That sounds good.
Or I'll actually do butter, lemon, and almonds, shaved almonds.
Oh, that sounds good too. Okay, there's two recipes.
We'll try them.
Right quick. Now, but you're doing this with fresh mint.
Fresh mint. What I do is I take fresh mint and I will tear it apart and dice up about a cup of onions, put it in butter, saute that. I allow my onions to jewel first. Then I'll put my mint in to not
Explain
overcook.
that to people who might not understand.
Julienne onions you'll actually make them sweat. After you start cooking them, they'll start turning clear.
Kind of like me under the lights after an hour.
Once that's happened, then your onions are ready to cook with. Then you'll add whatever ingredients you want to with your onions. So there I add my mint, and then after that I reduce the heat, cook it for just a few minutes longer because you don't want to overcook your mint, and then take it off the heat.
And we have to say, cooking it smelled great. It smells so good. Such a good idea. Now, I made one of my favorite recipes, Company's Coming potatoes. You see this? Did I grow these? Did I plant these? Did I dig these? But I know a wonderful man who did. And we went to the garden. A guy up in Blue Ridge / McKaysville has a beautiful garden. He had everything. And I said, could you please dig me some potatoes? He did, on command, he did. So we have cabbage from his garden, onions from his garden, and these potatoes. So I did Company's Coming potatoes. It's so easy, and it's on our website. And it's one of my favorite dishes because throw it in the oven, sit around, enjoy 4th of July with your friends, let it cook, and then when the potatoes are almost ready to come out, then you put the fish on because you cook fish pretty fast, don't you?
Right, the trout cooks very
Don't want to overcook it.
No. When you put it on your grill, you want to have your grill at a medium heat, and generally no more than 7 minutes per side. And that's a big fish because, like I say, it cooks really fast. Now, I'm going to wrap this with bacon. The bacon is only going to be for adding the flavor and the juice out of the
bacon won't have time to get done, will it?
No, no. So if you plan to eat the bacon, throw it out. And
well, I was going to make a suggestion. While we're here in this beautiful cabin, we really want a close-up picture of a bear. Now, Jerry, honey, if we throw that bacon over the railing,
you bet.
I think we'll see a bear. What do you think?
I think so.
The bear's going to smell the fish skin, and he's going to smell that wonderful pork, and then we'll get a killer award-winning photo.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
It'll
I think
work.
That's good. Now, how do you put this together?
Well, I first start by get a piece of aluminum foil.
You're actually teaching me to do things with fish because I've always just been a fried fish kind of girl. So
Yes, and
you're helping me
fried
out.
fish gets so boring.
Jerry, honey, it has a bone in it.
It does have a bone in it, and I will
What you gonna do about it?
I will show you
Okay.
how, after the fish is cooked, we'll take the bone out.
This
That
is onions and mint and butter.
right, and you
No salt or no.
nothing.
Okay.
You fill the cavity.
Jerry, I don't want to touch that fish. Can you do that by yourself?
I can do it.
I'm glad. Ooh, I don't want to touch that fish.
And you put that just
That's
like
kind
so.
of like the lizard that's running around outside this cabin. Kind of reminds me of that lizard.
Then
I'm a wussy.
we take our bacon.
You know, the bear's going to love us because that
Oh, yeah.
bacon's going to just be in there long enough to pick up the smell of that fish.
And we wrap the bacon around their fish.
Looks to me like you're wasting a perfectly good piece of bacon.
Well, wait till you try this trout.
Okay, okay,
I do believe you will like this.
okay. I trust you.
Have I steered you wrong before?
Never, never. One of the few men in my life I trust.
And then I take a little extra onion
Ooh,
and butter and
that smells so good. I can't, when you told me mint, I thought, well, he's busted
that's
his
the
bubble.
reaction I get from a lot of
Yeah.
people. When,
Oh,
when
yeah.
you say mint, everybody's like,
Mint?
"Ew, mint?"
Yeah.
And at first, when I first saw the recipe, I thought
You're
the same
thinking,
thing. So then I close up my aluminum foil, wrap this puppy up.
You know, I have to trust you because you finally talked me into eating deep fried turkey. I'd never done that. Was it Easter when you
was
did
Easter.
a deep fried turkey? It was
Yes.
great. It was great.
And
I
that
do trust you.
is a,
Awesome cook.
just put it right on the grill, just
Okay.
like so.
Okay. How many of those you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to do the other skinned one I have, and then we'll do these also.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to work.
Alrighty.
That looks. Now, does the skin keep it from drying out, or would you rather have the skin
Actually,
on or
I
off?
prefer having the skin off.
Okay.
They went through a very painstaking process of butterflying their cuts there, and that's a lot more trouble than I would go through. Because
Honey, you've been around me too long. It's got to be quick, simple, and easy. Life is short. Yes.
life is short.
Let's
so
get
make
it on.
fast.
Let's do it quick and make it simple and make it easy. Make it something that you don't have to stress over so bad, right?
Right. And when I cook my trout, and I'll show you that.
That does look like that lizard outside, Jerry. I swear, I believe they're relatives.
Well, then you would not want to see the walleye that I caught last week.
You told me a 20-pounder?
No, 20-inch.
Oh, 20-inch.
I'd be on.
In prison.
I would be.
What'd your name be up at the post office?
Yeah. That would be a record walleye
Now,
there.
how did you skin this trout? For people who may want to come up here and stay in a cabin and catch a trout, is that hard to do?
No. Basically, all you're going to do is cut around the head, cut down the back, and you'll pull off the head, the intestines, and then take a pair of pliers and pull your skin off. Basically like skinning a catfish.
I was going to say like skinning a cat. I was about to scream.
And you're going to lose some of the belly, but that's okay, because that is really something that you don't mind losing anyway. It's not a very good part of the fish.
Okay. Well, while you finish these, we're going to take a quick break and let folks see some commercials and maybe some of the pictures. We are in Ellijay, Georgia, in a gorgeous, gorgeous cabin with to die for views.
Yes.
So, y'all, let's take a break. You enjoy some scenery while Jerry wraps some fish. I'm not going to wrap fish. I'm going to watch. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Heart of the Home, away from home in Ellijay, Georgia.
Beautiful.
Jerry, honey, you had my heart. You really got it now, baby.
Cornbread
And Ellijay, famous for good restaurants. River Street Grill brought us lobster bisque. You made cornbread. Does that look awesome? Let's try that. Oh my goodness. Creamy and good.
Awesome.
I've never had that before. Really, really good. Now, tell me about the trout.
Okay, our trout just come off the grill, nice and hot. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up our aluminum foil.
You're going to teach me something that maybe I'll remember.
Honey, once you see how easy this is, you will love it. Okay, then we
The
take
bear's going to get the bacon, isn't he?
Yes.
You
don't
told
want to
me
eat
that.
the bacon
Okay.
because it won't be done, but it give our
Flavor.
trout plenty of flavor.
Okay, cool.
Take our trout out of there and roll him out.
Don't hurt him when you roll him now.
No.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
And mint, onions, and butter. That's it?
That's it.
Any other seasonings?
None. You can, go with pepper, some pepper if you like it. Let me leave that open. We'll put that bacon in there.
Oh, okay.
Let me get it out of our way.
I was going to drink that.
I don't want to. It'll be a little warm.
Looking good.
Oh, we're already coming apart.
Wow.
These trout will just come apart coming off that grill like that.
Now, what's the limit for folks who want to come up here and hang out in the cabins and catch trout? Is there a 6 trout a day limit?
I think it is 6 or 8. I'm not sure now.
And is there a size they have to catch?
No. No, the state, the way that they regulate that is the trout are very fragile. And as soon as you hook one, generally it's deep hooked and it's difficult to get the hook out. And you're going to end up
You want to
killing
damage it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless they're fly fishing. And when they fly fish, then the hook is very close to the edge of the mouth and generally very small. So it's easy to catch and release. Now, what you want to do is take your trout.
Now, you are the fisherman extraordinaire, so I trust you.
Take this by the tail and start your fork.
Okay.
And watch that baby just pull right
How
out.
cool is that?
All the bones, everything.
Oh my gosh.
Then we take and turn it over. And
Ooh, isn't that beautiful?
The exact same thing.
My goodness gracious sakes alive.
Look at that.
What white, beautiful meat. Wow.
And he's all
wow. Well, do we have potatoes to go with that? And we're going to see if Trapper John wants to have a bite of that, and let's try it. He's the fisherman extraordinaire, right?
Yes, he
So we're going
is.
to feed him first.
Yes.
We're going to see what he thinks of this. What you think? You know, there you go.
Thank you.
Trout, mint, onions, and butter. Simple, simple, simple. Took about 7 to 10 minutes.
Yes.
Is that right?
Depending upon the fish size. If you have a larger fish, of course, it's going to take a little longer. But the trout really cooks. And you want to make sure that you get your grill up to speed.
Jerry, honey, what kind of potatoes are these?
Kenny buck?
That's it. That's it. That's it. Now, what about that? Looks pretty good?
Yep.
Looks pretty good.
We'll let them
Okay,
test it
John,
and
come
see.
here. Look. Now, tell us what you think. White?
I think it looks good.
Looks good.
What about it?
I don't. I'm going to let you taste it first. What you think? Pretty good?
How many more you have?
6.
This is great.
Oh, is it good? Wow.
Excellent.
Now, have you caught fresh mountain trout?
No, I haven't.
But you fish the seas all over the world, and is this about as good as it gets? Pretty good?
For trout.
For trout, okay.
I love
All
all
right.
kinds of fish, but
Yeah.
this is excellent.
Good.
Thank you.
Well prepared.
Good job.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Well, I want you to take this chowder, and I want you to try this too, because it's lobster bisque. Have you
Lobster
made
bisque.
something like this?
I have not. I do want to try it in big size.
No, honey, use that spoon. Try that. See what you think of that. Got cornbread in it. And this cornmeal is the fresh ground. Had you ever used that before?
I have.
That actually came from, where was it, Ducktown, Tennessee? When we went up to the mill. What was the name of that? Smelter's Mill?
Smelter's milk.
What you think of that? Pretty
Very
good?
good, very good.
Very good. So River Street Girl gets A+. Jerry gets an A+. What about the potatoes you didn't taste? You don't do many carbs, do you?
Yeah, once in a while.
Okay.
Taters.
Try some taters. With the taters, we have maters out of a fresh garden. Actually, you were there when we got the taters, weren't you? Had you ever dug potatoes before?
I played in a potato field, yeah, when I was young and
Oh, did you?
up in Long Island, New York.
In New York, yes. Yay! We found a New Yorker. Jerry, are we going to convert this guy?
Hopefully.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Well, there you go. There's your meal. Go have a seat and enjoy.
Thank you.
And we're going to fix some plates for some other people. You get that too? You sure? Okay. Can you carry it?
I'll come back.
Okay. All right. Now, what are you going to do next? Halibut
Halibut. Yes.
from Alaska.
From Alaska.
My favorite.
Yes. And
Absolute
this is a
favorite.
deep fried recipe. And
Deep fried honey. We're in the South.
you
Remember,
got it.
we are
Everything's
in the
deep fried.
South. That's right. That's right.
Yes, it's a deep fried recipe, and it's kind of a concoction of spices that I use. Old Bay seasoning, garlic, black pepper, and onion powder.
Okay.
So I mix all that together, then I mix it with my flour. I do a dry roll first
Cornmeal.
with the cornmeal and the flour, and then after I've rolled all my fish in the flour, then I leave them aside, put it egg, buttermilk, make a batter, dip them in that batter, then in the hot grease.
Okay. Dip them in the batter, and then you're not going to put them back in cornmeal?
No.
Okay. Well, something new.
Something new.
Let's try that. Let's try that. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to let Jerry cook halibut for us. So you've done what John liked, trout. I like halibut. So next time, I'm going to be the one smiling. We'll be back in just a second, guys.
Now, I did not taste the trout, but I did taste the halibut, and oh my gosh. This week, while you're out, if you're camping, if you're RVing, if you're tenting, if you're whatever you're doing, think about different ways that you can cook fish. And the only way you can cook halibut is to get on a plane and go to Alaska. If you haven't done it, I'm going to challenge you. Save up some money, next year plan a trip, and go halibut fishing in Alaska. You talk about a place of peace, you will love it. Now, back to the murder pile, the fire that happened, and then the murder happened, and we don't know how it all happened. But now, several years later, they're finally settling the estate. Does that tell you how long it takes to get things done? I don't know what took so long, and I don't know why it drug out, but now they're going to be selling the estate. And remember, we're going to show some photos. This is just one photo that we have, that this is part of the stuff that will be at the estate sale. And I could see by the things they showed about this lady that she had excellent taste, and he had an excellent pocketbook. And he would pay and she would play, and that's about how it ended. And that's sad because they were married over 30 years. And I don't know what happens to women's brains after about 30 years, but I've seen several lately that are just flipping out, and I'm like, y'all get together. This is some of the stuff that's going to be at the auction too, and I'm wondering if Big Daddy went out and shot that stuff, if he took his kids on hunting trips. I don't know, but those are going to be there too. I don't know if I want that hanging on my wall, but somebody's going to want it. Somebody's going to cherish it. And sadly, you know, Gary Ferris was a very, very successful attorney, and he lost his life because basically it looks like his wife just flipped out and was living two lives. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know why you leave an amazing family and marriage and home, and I don't understand, but not my job to understand. I guarantee you. They said that she's been turned down for appeals, so looks like the jury got it right. So I was not correct on that one. I just kept thinking that little bitty lady could not have moved that man. No, she didn't move him. She lured him to the burn pile. Now that's what I think. I don't know if that's right or not, but I think she lured him to the burn pile, shot him, and then threw him in it. I don't know. And if you watch the trial, a lot of folks have said, I think you were right on that. I was wrong at first because I thought she was innocent. I thought she was just being stupid and living a crazy lifestyle. But I didn't think she was guilty of murder, but the jury seems to have gotten it right. And if you haven't watched it, go to YouTube and watch the whole thing. John Luke Weaver, local boy, did a great job of defending her, trying to defend her, because she kind of nailed her own coffin. But don't forget, July the 12th, you will have an opportunity to purchase part of the Ferris estate. And sadly, he worked all his life to make sure his family had what they needed, or more than what they needed. And the sale is going to happen, going to be all day long at Dobson Auction House in Tate, Georgia. So come and be there. Stay safe this weekend. Do not drink and drive. Please do not drink and drive. Come on up to the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds starting at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. They're going to have events happening. Going to have a concert that evening about 7. You can just hang out and you can just eat, drink, picnic, whatever you want to do, and wait on the fireworks. The fireworks will be about dark, and I can guarantee you they will be extraordinary as always. So be a part of these beautiful mountains, and thank you for supporting the music of Mr. Ellijay. Don't forget, the CDs are going to be available for sale very, very soon, and we hope that you will pick up one, listen to it, and share it with a friend. I'm going to leave you now where rivers, mountains, and good friends meet, but I'll see you again soon.